All of the Elder Scrolls heroes are prisoners. For whatever reason, every protagonist begins as one of the lowest of the low within society. But rather than a mere traditional motif Bethesda have decided to stick to throughout the games, the decision to make the heroes prisoners may be highly symbolic and interesting to consider. Most of the protagonists have uncertain backgrounds, but not all of them. Only the Nerevarine and the champion of Cyrodiil seemingly appear from absolutely nowhere, whereas the likes of the Vestige and other heroes have something of a backstory. In the Vestige's case, their soul was sacrificed to Molag Bal before they became a prisoner. What's most important to us though is the fact that they do all start off as prisoners. That is universal. The archetype of the prisoner has a certain mythic power surrounding it, and Michael Kirkbride suggested that this stemmed from the prisoner's relationship with the king, rebel and observer. Before you get confused, let me explain exactly what that means. The King, Rebel and Observer is a reoccurring theme within the Elder Scrolls. So the Rebel tries and usurps the King, and the Observer observes, and ultimately the Observer is the one who decides who wins out of the two. Think Ulfric Stormcloak and General Tullius. Ultimately, the two are in a stalemate, and it's the Dragonborn who decides the war's outcome. But the Dragonborn, importantly, isn't forced to choose. This theme is prominent throughout many Elder Scrolls quests and storylines, obviously. The hero, interestingly, is not limited to this theme and doesn't have to participate in it, as can be seen with the player choosing, as the Dragonborn, whether to participate in the Civil War or not. Yet again, importantly, the King, Rebel and Observer all want the hero to participate on their side. The hero may even take the role of either the King, Rebel or Observer themselves, and they usually do to an extent, but eventually the hero always ends up doing their own thing. A prime example is the fact that the hero is a prisoner in the first place. They are placed in prison by the King or Rebel or Observer character, whoever it is, yet this imprisonment cannot tame the prisoner and they always escape. There may be a neat explanation for the hero starting as the mythically powerful prisoner. The King, Rebel and Observer have stripped the hero of their identity and background in imprisoning them, thus destroying their previous identity, and they have done this in an attempt to neutralise the hero so that they may not be used to imbalance the theme of the King, Rebel and Observer. Uriel Septim may have destroyed the Nerevarines' background in order to force them to conform to the theme. As a nobody, the prisoner's only choice is to seek out Caius Casades. Yet it is impossible to force the prisoner to do anything at all, because in the end, they are the story's hero and are controlled by the player. But, paradoxically, they are only the hero because they are a prisoner. By unmaking the hero as a person and making them nothing, aka an ambiguous prisoner, it gives them the ability to do and become virtually anything. By making the prisoner a nobody, he has become inadvertently anybody. They are so ordinary it makes them extraordinary. It is the prisoner archetype they are forced into that enables them to become anything. On a more metaphorical level though, it's interesting that the hero usually seems to have become a prisoner because of fate. For example, the last Dragonborn prophecy and the Nerevarine prophecy, and the fact that Uriel Septim dreamt of the champion of Cyrodiil and then found him as the prisoner the next day or month or whatever. In a literal sense, the hero is a prisoner of fate then. Maybe half of the story in the hero doing their own thing and breaking the theme of the King, Rebel and Observer is that they are breaking the bonds of fate and taking their life into their own hands. I'll end on this quote by Zurin Articus. Each event is preceded by prophecy, but without the hero, there is no event. It would seem that the hero actualizes an event, as Zurin states. But the question is the hero destined to fulfill that event, or are they the hero because they choose their own destiny and also the outcome of the event? Personally, I think the latter is more likely. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more theories or lore videos, then feel free to check out my channel.